I'm Meg Morley. I'm a busy wife, mother of 4 active kids. I'm a teacher, and I'm a medium. A medium is someone who communicates with the other side and delivers their messages to loved ones. Some say it's a gift, some say it's crazy. It's just my life. Since I was little, I could see, hear, sense things that other people could not. I was definitely different. Seeing dead people wasn't exactly something I wanted others to know I could do. Matter of fact, I was pretty afraid of it. I often wondered if people with abilities like me, if there was anyone like me, if they were afraid too. But today, I'm unafraid. And I'm on a journey to understand how it all works. I'm going to find others like me that use their own gifts to help heal people. Join me in exploring the spirit world. I'm Meg Morley, and I'm finding a happy medium. Okay, so before I start, I always take about 30 seconds. I do a prayer of protection. It's just inside my head. I sit, it's for you and for myself, and then we'll just jump right in. Oh, and of course, do you have somebody that you're hoping to hear from
Yes.
tonight? Okay. All right, that's kind of key. All right,
Yeah.
Here we go. Somebody is coming through that is like a fresh crossing for you. Like,
I have a good friend who
Okay.
passed a couple.
was this breast cancer for her? And it's really terrible because I feel like, I don't know if she lived in the same community as you.
Yes.
And so, yeah, like neighborhood friend. I don't know if you were actually sitting with her, like visiting, taking her things, but she was really sick. So I'm seeing sickness, and when they show me, I see her, like, I don't know if she has no hair or if it's just pulled back tightly, but she's showing me the treatments and having to go through treatment. But she makes me feel like I need to say thank you to you.
So Lisette and I became friends. We met through our children who were in sports together, and they did not live in town with us. They lived in the next community up, but we always saw them at sporting events. And when they decided to move closer to be in the school district and have the kids in the same sports leagues, they actually moved into our neighborhood, which we always enjoyed hanging out with them. So we were really excited to have them be even that close to us. They were only a couple streets away at that point.
Has she been gone? I just heard the number 6. Whenever they give me something, it's either, there's not a stretch for it. It's going to either be 6 years, 6 months, or June. It feels like within the 6 is what she's saying. I'm still hearing 6, and I'm wondering if it's tied to her.
We celebrated her birthday in February that year, and she was gone within a couple months.
Okay.
I was thinking,
Yeah, I'm hearing 6 though still.
6. What I felt bad about is she's trying to, I guess, give a sort of validation to clues and to who we're talking about or who's talking through Meg, and she kept coming up with a 6. I could not remember immediately when Lisette passed. So when it finally came to me that it not only was the 6th of the month, but it was June 6th, I thought that was pretty powerful because that's undeniable who that was.
There's something you did for her, like, oh, I know what this is. Writing that you gave to the boys that really meant a lot. So I don't know if you like helped write like an obituary about her, or there's she's showing me like you writing something to them.
Now I tried to get her to write stuff to her kids.
Oh, okay. Because she's acknowledging it. And I'm like, I really don't, she's just showing all this writing to the boys.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm getting an image of letters being written. So then it's my job to give her the information, and she has to interpret it to, what the situation means to her friend Lisette. But it's not always literal. It doesn't always mean, like, Michelle, you're writing a letter to Lisette. She's just trying to get me to say something that's part of her overall message.
So when my mother passed, I sort of wanted something from her. I wanted that letter, I don't know, something to acknowledge that she knew she was going, those kind of last words to me. We knew Lisette had gotten pretty sick, and we knew it was coming towards an end point. I wanted her kids to have what I didn't have. I wanted them to have a letter or video of her with her kids, or I wanted them to be able to have the things that I missed, and she just wasn't going to do it. She wasn't going to. That to her, I think that was admitting that she wasn't going to make it, and she wasn't ready to do that.
I feel like this is mom coming through like right away. It's weird. I don't understand why these two are like coming through together, like holding, you know what I mean? Like very strongly coming forward, because I was specifically trying to only connect with one, and they're like staying together. Like this is like they've got to come through together. They're making a point of it. Like Bethany or what is going on with this today? I'm hearing this B. It's like an old sounding, like Beatrice. I'm hearing like Beatrice or like Bea.
I have a grandmother who was Bertha.
Okay, I'm like listening to
Great
like,
grandmother.
and I'm like, what are you saying to me? It's like yeah, like a funny older
Yeah.
sounding name. With you and your mom, she's showing me like you as like a replica of her. Like she makes me feel like you're her mini me almost.
As we age, I guess we do tend to look, I think, more like our parents, or those traits kind of come out. And over the years, I've gotten quite a reaction from my brother if I've cut my hair the same way my mother had worn her hair, and kind of startles him, kind of freaks him out a little bit. He's like, "You have to tell me when you do that sort of thing, because I need a moment to process that before you walk in the door," which I thought was kind of funny. So.
I'm seeing your mom as like a caregiver while she's here, because I'm asking her, can you give me some sort of validation to you before, give me something about you from life. And I'm just seeing her, I almost wanted to say like she was like working with kids, like I'm seeing her working with kids like as a teacher. Okay, perfect. And so I'm seeing her like a caregiver though.
She sort of, and not only did she talk about my mom being a teacher, but she talked about my mom as a caregiver. And I think that my mom was the caregiver to a lot of students, to a lot of her family members. She was the glue that kind of held some of the family together. And once she passed, I saw a lot of some parts of the family sort of fall apart. And so I think that was not only the teacher part, but the caregiver, that was just her nature.
Did you knit her a blanket?
No.
Because she's showing me like covering her up, like covering her, but I felt like it was homemade, like a handmade blanket.
I did do a lot of handmade blankets, but they weren't knitted.
Something else that I'm kind of learning as I go with mediumship is, my own personal experiences really do affect what I know about the information that it's being given to me. And so the way that I almost, the way I give it to the person in the session can be affected a little bit by my own experiences. Like, for example, with Michelle, I had said to her a homemade, like a knit blanket. And she's like, oh yeah, there's blankets, but they were made, but not knitted. But that's my own personal experience and what I know about blankets. Instead, I need to be more cautious with, what information is being given to me, and don't twist it with words that I'm familiar with, like, oh, knitted blanket, because that's not what her message was. So if I could just completely make sure my brain is turned off, their reading is a lot more clear. There's like a lot of guilt and emotion that was coming out from Dad, because her crossing was so hard on him, because are they separated? Were they separated?
They were.
Okay. And I feel like he has a lot of remorse though with that, because she's showing me distance between the two of them, and she makes me feel like it's all okay. Like he felt really, really bad about this when she crossed. And I don't know if that's something he ever verbalized to you, but she's showing it to me in a way like, just let him know I'm okay. I think he always had that guilt surrounding their breakup too. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like he always felt really badly about how their marriage ended. And so she's saying, it's okay. Like tell him I'm okay, or tell him to stop feeling badly about that. When Mom passed, I know that you guys were close.
So my mom and I had a great relationship. We didn't have one of those sort of stereotypical mother-daughter, lots of fights and drama relationships. We really were close. And I valued her opinion and her guidance over the years, and I miss that. It's one of the things I really miss.
But I feel like, were you like that rebellious? Like you're like rebelling. Like I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna do what you did, Mom, or you know what I mean? But you guys were so close that you could talk to her like that. And in the end, with her being sick, I don't know if you just weren't there when she crossed and you would play, because she's showing me like the scramble to get to her. And that's,
it was a scramble, but we were there.
okay. But I'm seeing her, she's showing me you like racing to get there. And there's all, for you too, I feel like there's a lot of, and when they tell me there's regret, she's showing me the feeling that you have. It's not something like, oh, you should have felt guilty or you should have regret. She's telling me that you carry it on your shoulders. So I just got zapped. So I don't necessarily understand why, but she just gives me that feeling and it's overwhelming. And you actually like were like brushing, did she have just like a little bit of hair? Like, because I can see you, she just showed me you like brushing it off of her face and telling her it's okay. Oh, and you also told her it was okay to go. Yeah. Because she just whispered and I could hear it's okay. And her hand was freezing that one, because she was like showing me you holding her hand. And just so you know, because she couldn't speak in the end, she said, I could hear every word that you said.
You do find them sort of hanging on, thinking, and in my mom's case, probably thinking, I can't leave. Who's going to take care of everybody, right? Who's going to keep all this together? And we had to say, like, Mom, we're gonna take care of Carson, who's her husband. We're gonna take care of everything. It's gonna be okay. You know, you've done all you can do. And so that, of course, just awesome to hear back that she heard that.
I'm seeing like something that you made though for her that was special. I don't know if it was actually like placed in the casket too. Like I'm seeing it's like really something.
I did put stuff in the casket.
Okay, because I'm seeing it go in there with her.
Yeah.
Did you make her ring into 2 earrings? I'm like seeing it go into 2. You did? Okay. And it was like her I don't know if it's like a wedding band or what, but.
Well, that's what I'm wearing.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, because I'm seeing it like go into other pieces. Yeah. Does it have blue on it? Is there any blue? Like, do you have a blue stone?
I do.
Okay, because she's telling me like the blue. I have to mention that to you. Like, it's a really important detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just described exactly what I did with one of the rings I took.
Okay.
I took the stones out, made earrings, and I put blue sapphires into the setting.
Okay, then there you go. You can say thank you to her because that's beautiful.
I thought one of the most impressive things that she did was she talked about the jewelry pieces and the fact that I most days wear my mother's diamond engagement stone on a necklace and have that on me was great. And the other piece that she mentioned, which was very specific, and that just blew me away because I had a ring that it was a 3-stone ring. I had taken it apart and taken 2 of the stones and I wear them as earrings, and not wanting to leave the setting with missing parts, I actually had the jeweler put sapphires in the ring just to keep it whole and to keep it intact. And that's not something, I don't wear that piece of jewelry a lot. There's not many people who know that I even did that, or really maybe 2 people know that I've done that before. So that was really interesting that she was able to nail the color, the stones, the fact that I did it. I mean, who else would know that?
Do you have, are you one of 3 kids?
I'm one of 2.
Why am I hearing 3? Do you have 3? Okay, that's what it is then. Do you have who's the son? What is with this? Is his middle name, your mom? Like there's something with your mom, because she was like, can you just tell her that means the world to me?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you just had him after her or what's going on with this, but she said,
It was my first child
okay.
We had right before she died.
Okay, she said, that just means the world to me.
Yeah,
the
that's
name.
her maiden name.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay, beautiful. I was like, I hear the named after. Yeah. So know that she's proud of that. Very proud of that.
Peyton, my oldest, was 9 months old when my mom passed. So we had taken my mother's maiden name and given it to Peyton as his middle name, which is a very Southern tradition. But, I just was so happy to have had a baby when my mom was still alive and to be able to share that experience with her. and then to be able to share the name. And so that was just meant the world to me. And the fact that my mom brought that back up in the reading was really nice.
I think one of the main parts though too is because you said, yeah, I was able to get there in time, and I saw you scrambling to get there. It's important that I have to back up a little bit because she's making me stop again at speech. She really, correct, she could not speak.
Right.
Okay, she was not able.
Yeah.
You also made her comfortable though, because she says you weren't sure what to do. Do I, and that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. And she's saying, that's more than you should have ever been asked to do. Does this make sense to you? And she's super grateful for it. And she said, can you please just let her know I'm okay? I'm okay. I feel like it looked really bad. And she said, it really wasn't bad. All these years, right? We had all these years growing up. She said, why do you always think about that one day? She said, can you just stop thinking of me that way? Mm-hmm. She's like, I had all this life, right?
Yeah.
Stop thinking of me that way. Okay. Just know she's with you all the time.
I thought it was a great reading in that Meg seemed very honest about the messages that she was getting that may or may not have been clear. That it's a feeling, and that she's trying to help you piece together what the messages may mean for me. And she wasn't leading me into any sort of conclusion, and sometimes it didn't make sense until I thought about it later. For instance, the thing with the 6 with Lisette, that took me a minute to figure out, and I didn't really get it at first, but once I figured it out that the dates matched, it was very clear. And I think I said this before, there's just a huge amount of validation that comes from hearing these messages come through to you. They're comforting. It's what you've always looked for. And when you're missing somebody, you want that that last sort of word on things. So I thought it was a great reading. I thought she did a great job in trying to bring the messages forth that she thought were the most important and that would mean the most.